primary critical thinking difficulties. The term issue, frequently connected with arithmetic and material science, is presently characterized at a degree of consensus as it applies to any circumstance where an individual or local area looks for a harmony between its inner necessities and outside pressures. Center. The term critical thinking techniques takes the significance of activities completed purposely on data to discover arrangements permitting transformation to the issue circumstance. A few understudies, either in light of the fact that they don't want to think, or due to a deficiency in the abilities of goal, or on account of negative propensities of scholarly working, get ensnared in their methodology, don't discover any arrangement. Palatable reaction to the hazardous circumstance, become disappointed, feel clumsy, and become demotivated. This mix of full of feeling and intellectual variables has all the earmarks of being a wellspring of disappointment in school learning as well as in taking care of ordinary issues throughout everyday life. Inadequate comprehension of what's going on. Practically zero propensity to explain his need and to indicate the objective to be reached. The understudy stands by inactively to be determined what to do, for what reason to do it, and how to do it. He doesn't step up to the plate. He doesn't expect the idea of the issue and the outcome to be acquired. Almost no inclination to see in a methodical, exact and complete way the information of the hazardous circumstance. The understudy sees without strategy and cursorily the items, the pictures, the texts, the realities which are important for the learning circumstance or of the issue. It disregards significant parts of the issue. It doesn't separate applicable data from different information. The fundamental is suffocated in a surge of optional subtleties, or pointless for the goal of the issue. Practically no propensity to separate a complicated issue into less difficult sub-issues. The understudy feels frail and frenzies before the intricacy. He surrendered rapidly after a couple of ineffective endeavors. Flighty goal measure. Almost no inclination to ponder the most ideal approach to move toward the issue. The understudy sets out on a progression of procedure on the data randomly, and without gauging their significance. He doesn't step through the exams completed and frequently gets back to similar impasses, missing promising tracks. A few tracks are not followed as far as possible, and are along these lines immediately connected with an impasse. Next to zero inclination to remember the designated objective, the ideal outcome, the understudy leaves himself alone, redirected from his essential objective by the activities he performs on the information. Almost no propensity to put together the data vital for the goal in a manner that works with its handling. The understudy utilizes tables, charts, graphs to address the issue and its information. Practically zero inclination to develop theories to help consistent thinking. The understudy sticks to the information gave, doesn't chance derivations, doesn't investigate potential arrangements. He doesn't want to help his methodology or his thoughts with rationale or tight argumentation. He mistakes target realities for his impressions and suppositions. He imagines information that suits his business. Practically zero propensity to efficiently inspect the different likely arrangements. The understudy is happy with the main thought of an answer that rings a bell, palatable or not. He opposes addressing it and searching for other people. Almost no propensity to genuinely look at the legitimacy and appropriateness of the suggested arrangement. The understudy expresses his answer without having checked whether it truly answers the issue presented. There is additionally no inquiry regarding its capacity to apply it in a genuine circumstance. Practically no inclination to assess the outcomes of the suggested arrangement. The understudy focuses on the prompt advantages of his answer, without looking at the results in the short, medium, or long haul. Incomplete, cluttered, confounded, egocentric reactions. Next to zero propensity to expand a response to an issue systematically. Having discovered a thought for an answer, the understudy doesn't set aside the difficulty or the effort to communicate it and impart it exactly and unmistakably and totally. It disregards fundamental components, like units of measure or application conditions. He suffocates the fundamental in an abundance of auxiliary subtleties. Almost no inclination to consider the conversationalist. The understudy works out his answer as indicated by himself, and not to the individual for whom this answer is expected. He doesn't stress over knowing what his guest thinks about the issue and the information. He doesn't look to introduce his thinking and his contentions. Next to zero propensity to audit and assess his reaction in the light of the issue represented, the understudy doesn't return to the underlying issue. He doesn't contrast the reaction delivered and the objective to be accomplished and the ideal outcome. He is uncertain of his answer. He can't say in case it is good.